Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, join me, Rob McConnell, as together we'll investigate the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology here on the X-Zone Radio TV show on XZBN and the X-Zone TV channel on Simul TV. Since 1990, the X-Zone Radio TV show has been the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Together, we'll investigate UFOs, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, psychic phenomenon, lake monsters, conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, the truth embargo, alien abductions, ESP, haunted locations from around the world, and so much more. With over 28 years of broadcasting and more than 4,500 individual guests, the X-Zone is truly a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, as evidenced by the credibility, integrity, and professionalism of the guests that we bring to our international audience. If you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X-Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X-Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X-Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
The X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, rel-mar McConnell Media Company, the X-Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome back to the X-Zone. I am Rob McConnell, and we're coming to you from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, Talkstar Radio Network, Mutual Broadcast Network, Spotify, iHeart, and of course, Simul Radio and Simul TV. If you'd like to send me an email, xzone@xzoneradiotv.com and all, on all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV. And we're all over the place. And if you'd like to find out about the broadcast schedule we have for you, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, 24/7, 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year, visit www.xzbn.net. My guest this hour, X-Zone Nation, is no stranger to the X-Zone. We've had the pleasure of having this young lady on the show many times. She is my favorite psychic of all times, and I'm talking about Jill Dahne. And Jill, welcome back to the X-Zone. Great talking to you.
Great talking to you. You're my favorite.
I said you were my favorite first.
I know you did. I know you did.
First of all, Jill, how's your mom doing?
She's doing phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you. She's writing a book right now.
Oh, really?
So, yes, and it should be in the publisher's hands by April.
Well,
Yeah, it's going to be a phenomenal book. Phenomenal book.
Well, please give her our very best. It's always nice talking to you and your mom. But for the many listeners who have never heard of you before, that's because we have quite an audience on the other side of the ocean now, Jill, as well as throughout Asia, Africa, and Australia, as well as the Pacific Rim. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
I growed up on radio and television since I was 13. I got put in Ripley's, believe it or not. The book Ghost, Witches, and ESP as one of the predictions. I predicted the Hanafri Muslim attack in Washington, D.C. to the time, to the date. And that put me in the book with Edgar Casey and Sybil Leek. I've been doing radio, my own show when I was 15, and I have a show here in Florida for 25 years on 95.3 iHeartRadio. And I've done every TV show you can imagine. Every TV show, but I've been flying back and forth this whole past year to Manhattan Beach in California. We've been filming a TV show, and it's going to be my show.
Well, good for you. Now, Jill, you have an accuracy rate of 98%. That's extremely high for any psychic, isn't it?
It's very high. I predicted over 3,000 marriages, and this past 4 months, 15 people got married. That's a lot of people that I predicted. They got married. And just this week ago, I went to a wedding in Fisher Island where a person was dating a David that her fiance at the time was my client. I said, I don't see you getting married, but you'll have a child with that person. But I see you meeting another David, and I see Fisher Island. She said, I don't know another David. Well, fast forward, 3 years later, she meets this other David who has a home in Fisher Island, and that's where they got married, and I just watched them get married.
Wow. Jill, how did you discover that you had such a rare and special psychic gift?
When I was in kindergarten, I used to tell the teacher what she wrote on the board before she wrote it. And all the teachers knew who my mother, Mickey Dane, was. Mm-hmm. But this teacher was very Catholic, and it was a public school. She stood on the chair, called me a witch, but all the other teachers couldn't wait till my mom would come and pick me up, and there'll be a line out there for them to ask my mother questions. And my mother always said, Jill, use your first intuition, not your second. And that's what I've always done, and that's how I've been making world predictions and predicting for people. I always tell people, use your first intuition. When we were 15, we went to the Elvis Presley family, we were called, and from there on, we did a seance, and we did predictions with Priscilla, Dee Dee Presley, Reverend Archer, who was Elvis Presley's priest, may he rest in peace, Billy Presley. But at that time, I was seeing things, and I said, oh, Billy Presley is going to become a priest, and everybody said, yeah, to your mouth, to God's ears. He had tattoos, he had long hair, he was on drugs, and today that's what he is.
Well, it looks like your message got to God's ears.
Yes. yes. And I always say, it's when someone sees something and they see it so it's like right in front of them, or they have dreams. A lot of people are intuitive with their dreams. I always say, write it down and say it to the person. My mother used to always say, Jill, say what you see. And it got me in a lot of trouble, but I would always say what I saw when I was younger, and I was correct. And I always tell everyone, say what you see. Even if someone says no to the person, they say, no, that's not right. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, oh, my God, and then they ask that person, oh, my God, what else did you see? And that's how and I've been, throughout the years, my intuition got stronger and stronger. And there's a lot of people that have, I call it, just come out of the closet.
Right.
Where they've been hiding their intuition for a long time due to being Italian or Catholic. But back then, growing up, I was lucky. I had my mom. I had Sybil Leek. I had Sean Robbins. I had Dorothy Allison. I had Jean Dixon. These were amazing intuitives. And my mom is still here, and Sean is still here. But people didn't have what I had around me. to guide me, to guide them. Now people are so in tune, if you would ask them about certain signs, everyone knows. And when I was younger, Sybil Leek said, Jill, I want you to learn astrology. You're going to need it when you get older. And I'm like, why? I have intuition. And now that's what I do. I do horoscopes as well. I was with the Globe for so long. And then now I do it for Daring Woman magazine.
As a child, Jill, going to school, how did your gift or your second intuition, how did that affect your friends, and how did they react to it?
Well, my friends knew who I was. So I remember, I'll tell you a story. I remember we're sitting in my friend Gina Bernstein's house, and my friend Felice and the vet, and everybody's around, and all of a sudden I'm flicking my fingers, right? And all of a sudden the fan starts turning. I never did that before. And they were like, oh, my God. But they all knew who I was, so it wasn't scary to them. Everyone knew I had intuition. Plus, it benefited me in school. I never had to study. I just used my intuition and got A's. So my friends were very into it. So was their mothers. Their mothers would be like, I was 13, and they would be like, oh, Jill, come sit down with me for 5 minutes. Next thing I know, there's like 10 other mothers sitting there, and all my friends are out doing what they're doing, and I'm sitting with all the moms telling them things. That was my life. But I love it.
One of the questions that I meant to ask you last time, and I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and I kept it near me so when you were on the next time I could ask you this question. When you're out in public and you're around animals, do the animals know that you have a special gift?
Yes, animals are very intuitive, and animals are very intuitive. And especially, when I'm around them, you see them come up to me, and they'll sit right by me. Even if someone says, "Oh my God, don't touch my dog.
Right.
He's very, bite you." And I said, "No, he won't." And next thing you know, the dog comes right over to me and like puts his paw on me, and they're like, "Oh my God." Because they know I'm a positive, intuitive, and kind spirit. And animals, I believe, have souls too. So when they pass away, their soul is right beside us as well. Everyone should know that. If you have an animal that have passed away, heaven, I always say the soul leaves the body. This is just a shell. And the soul, like within 13 seconds, if you put your hands up, that's where heaven is. And they're right beside you as well as your loved ones.
You're a psychic, you're an astrologer, you're a teacher, you're an author, you're a speaker. What's next for Jill Dahne?
My TV show. My TV show. I got to tell you. Can I tell you a quick story?
We've got about a minute left, so I'm going to take a commercial break, and then we'll be right back. And tell me about your TV show. I'd love to hear about it.
Thank you.
All right, XO Nation, Jill Dahne is our very special guest this hour. And if you'd like to find out more about Jill, if you'd like to contact her for a one-on-one consultation, visit her website at www.jilldahne.com. That's JILLDAHNE.com. This is the XZone. I am Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Jill Dahne and I return on the other side of this break. Don't go away.
It's hard to listen to the news without realizing we're living in volatile, unprecedented times. Yet never has there been such an opportunity to transform the human condition. As old structures fail, where can we find the guidance to co-create a better way? Find Your Path Home is an ever-evolving, leading-edge information, education, and healing resource center designed to support and guide you on your path to unity and enlightenment. Based on sound principles employed by shaman worldwide, we provide techniques that can support you through the current transitions, offering online shamanic classes, international long-distance shamanic healing sessions, complimentary Mission Evolution radio episodes and Stairway to Heaven TV vignettes, seminars, retreats, and much more. All of this can be found on findyourpathhome.com.
So I was watching the X Zone TV channel last night when I was abducted by aliens, and they kept repeating to me over and over again, simultv.com, simultv.com.
What's simultv.com?
That's what I asked them. They had it written on the side of their UFO.
How do you spell that?
UFO.
No, I mean simultv.com.
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 Right. simultv.com.
Interesting that you were abducted by aliens in a simultv.com UFO last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I remember now last night I was awakened from a deep sleep. My great-grandmother was standing there. She said she'd come from the hereafter to tell me about simultv.com. She even spelled it out for me. simultv.com, sonny boy.
simultv.com.
simultv.com, sonny boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, you'll never guess what my psychic guru just told me.
simultv.com.
Exactly. Are you guys psychic too?
Of course.
We all know about simultv.com. simultv.com.
Jill Dahne is my guest, Exonation, www.jilldahne.com. And Jill, before we went to the commercial break, you were just going to start telling me about a story that has something to do with your TV show.
The last time we were filming in Manhattan Beach, California, the last time I was there, we were filming and we were about to go to another, section.
Right.
And I said, no, I just want to stop here for 5 minutes. Next thing I fell and I broke my shoe.
Ooh.
And because these hills, they're like all cement going down in Manhattan Beach to the beach. So I fell and my knee was killing me. So I said, please just get me to the bench. And they wanted to take me to a hospital. I'm like, just get me ice. And everyone in these houses were coming out with ice. So I went down to the bench. And right before that, there's this mother. This is another show. This is going to be on Dateline. I can't say who it is yet because I signed confidentiality because no one knows about it yet. But what happened was I fell, and this mother has been in contact with me over 20 years and was saying, Jill, am I ever going to find my son? Am I ever going to find my son? And I said, he's alive. I don't know why I can't find him because I find people. I solve murder cases. So what happened was I get down to the bench, and every person in L.A. thought I was Coolidge, that actress Coolidge, and I kept saying, no, they want my autograph, and I'm like, no, I'm not her, I'm not her. So as I was sitting at the bench, there was this person sitting next to me, and I have ice on my knee, and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm in so much pain. And he says, I know who you are, and I'm like, I'm not who that person is. I was getting so upset because everybody thought I was her. And I'm like, I'm not. Do you know who she is? She's the one who was American Pie, the mother of the American Pie. You have to look her up. You'll understand who I'm talking about. And so, I'm like, I'm not who that person is. And he says, no, my mother swears by you. And all of a sudden, my knee stopped hurting out of nowhere. And I'm like, who is your mother? And he told me his mother's name. And now I was just on the phone with her because she wanted to see me while I was in L.A., but I only was there for 2 days, so I couldn't see her.
Right.
And I'm like, I couldn't. My tongue was locked. I couldn't speak. I'm like, oh my God, do you remember your mom's number? He goes, of course I do. And he starts dialing. He was the one who was missing for all these years. He had amnesia.
Oh, for God's sake! Oh, for God's sake! So that story ended happily.
It was insane. It was amazing. I've solved murder cases. I never had something like this. It was like the divine intervention making me fall, I guess. Or else this would have never happened. Never happened. It was amazing.
Speaking about amazing and things that happened to you, Jill, what has been your greatest achievement of all times as a psychic? My
greatest achievement is the predictions solving murder cases, bringing families together, finding missing people, making predictions of medicine. Like I even said it on your short show many times that, you know, when I was 18 years old, I was at a function with Brian Weiss and my mom, and I called it POD, and I said, POD is going to cure epilepsy. And everybody looked at me like I was crazy. And I told everyone to invest in marijuana, and that's going to be all over that's going to take over the stock market. And that cures epilepsy, post-traumatic stress disorder for everybody. And, you know, I'm like so excited about it. I believe all these other cures are going to be coming in that I've predicted as well. I predicted a pill that people are not going to have to take chemo anymore. These flying cars, I made that prediction over 25 years ago, that I saw flying cars and robotic police officers coming and stopping you, and that's what they said the future is going to be. But what I'm most is that to help people and to go around and help the people that have lost somebody, that I could find them. That's mine. That's what means most to me in giving to children.
Jill, when you're giving someone a reading, how do you get the information from the future on events that have yet to happen?
It's like a TV camera.
Okay.
You know, like a movie camera. I've always said that since I was 6 years old. It's like this movie camera, and then it's like a puzzle, and I'm putting all the pieces together as I'm giving the reading. And while someone's in a session with me, and they'll be like, oh my God, no one knows this. How did you know? No one knows this. And I love when they say, how did you know? Or why didn't I listen to you? Or I should have listened to you. It's like right in front of me. I see things. It's not hearing. It's like I'm seeing them. I do hear people as well, like the names in front of me, and I'll hear a different name. So I'll be saying a name, but let's say if someone's sitting in front of me from India, like I predicted for them, you know, who they were going to meet, and I kept hearing like this Raji in Canada, and I saw her getting engaged. She goes, I don't know Raji, and I said, he's a police officer, and she's in Toronto. And she goes, I don't know. I said, but you're going to hear it, but I may be saying the wrong name because I'm hearing Raji and seeing Raji.
Right.
His name is Raji, and the name was Raji. You know, but I'm hearing Raji. And next thing you know, 2 years later, she meets a Raji, and she's married, and he's a police officer.
Wow.
And her name is Natalie. Her name's Natalie. So, yeah, she tells everybody, writes it all over my wall.
Tell me, Jill, how do you deal with skepticism? Because, you know, I'm sure you must have had your share of skeptics over the years. And how do you deal with it?
I love skeptics. Those are my favorite, are skeptics. There was this gentleman I'll never forget, and he called me from the Carolinas. He said to me, oh, well, I told him I see me Sarah, and he was in love with someone else. So he's like, I don't care what you say. I'm going to marry this one. And I said, okay, I always tell people what I say to you, hold in one hand and live your life in the other, like a grain of salt. Hold it in one hand, but continue living your life and write down the notes. And he was so mad at me. I don't care what you say. And I saw him working in a whole different field. No, I'm not. Hung up the phone on me.
Wow.
Come Thanksgiving, on my machine, he calls and he's apologizing. And I wouldn't answer him because he said some really crude words.
Oh, gosh.
Next thing you know, begging me to pick up the phone. Finally, I call him back. I said, I'm only calling you because I want to know if you met the Sarah, because I just got engaged to her.
Wow.
That was a skeptic. Yeah. And guess what? He's working in the medical field, like I said, selling medical equipment. So
there you go.
Totally different field.
There you go.
I always say write down what I say. Just like someone, her name is Nellis. I just spoke to her yesterday, and I saw her meeting a David as well. And she's like, I don't know any Davids, but I saw him as a doctor. And next thing you know, she's on the phone with me with David, and David says, I said, so you guys engaged? He goes, very soon, Jill. He didn't want to give the date. but he didn't want to give it away. Mm-hmm. But she said to me, and I'm going to be posting it on my Facebook tomorrow, what she said. But she said to me, I wrote down everything that you said, and everything that you said was so spot on. He's a doctor. His name is David. I'm in Georgia right now. I never thought I was going to move to Georgia, and that's where I am.
Do you miss Florida?
I'm sorry?
I said, do you miss Florida?
No, I'm in Florida.
Oh, I thought you. I'm sorry. I thought you said you were in Georgia.
No, Nellis.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes, she was in Florida when she came to see me.
Oh, gotcha.
And she was skeptic, and here we are.
and the rest is history. Jill, why do some people have such strong psychic abilities and other people have next to none?
I believe everyone has intuition.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said, the more they use it, the more they continue using it, and that's why I do lectures all over, the stronger your intuition becomes. And that's why I said a lot of people, know who's on the phone when someone's not on the phone, or they see something, and it's their intuition trying to tell them something. I've always said, when I always say go with your first intuition, even if someone's taking a test, don't cross it out. Go with your first intuition. A lot of people, everyone, I believe, has intuition. They just don't use their intuition. Well, some are stronger.
So everybody's got intuition. Now, when we come back from our next commercial break, Jill, I'd like to ask you about some of your predictions that you can share with us tonight here on the X Zone. How does that sound to you?
Absolutely.
Now, X Zone Nation, if you'd like to get a hold of our guest this hour, the one and only Jill Dahne, her website is www.jilldahne.com. That's JILLDAHNE.com. And you can go on her site. It's a real nice site. You can book an appointment. You can even get email readings. The possibilities are limitless when you're with Jill Dahne. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break as we continue here in the X Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Now, for all the news about the X Zone and the X Zone TV channel, visit www.simultv.com. And for our broadcast schedule on the X Zone Broadcast Network, 100% free, 100% of the time, www.xzbn.net. I'm Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. And I will be back on the other side of this break. So whatever you do, don't go away. They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by Eli Marzulli, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to lamarzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net. Rob McConnell here, presenting an overview for Nicholas Paul Jennings, author of a fascinating book, Amen. It presents facts revealed by Egyptologists, facts that enable us to understand why Amen is the beginning of creation of God. It provides recommendations for religious leaders of the major religions to unify their beliefs and teach the Word of God. Love one another. Amen informs people how mankind conceived God. It was the Egyptians that developed the concepts of a soul, a hereafter, and Son of God. And finally, after the worship of many gods, they conceived the belief in one universal God, the maker of all there is. For more information, visit www.futureofgodamen.com. That's www.futureofgodamen.com.
You have heard of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X Zone, sci-fi, and horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Jill Dahne is our special guest this hour. Explanation, www.jilldahne.com. That's JILLDAHNE.com. Before we get into some predictions, Jill, after being a psychic for so many years, you've been giving readings. Do you have some common sense ideas for people who don't have the opportunity of seeing you, but they go to these psychic fairs or these psychic shows or these exhibitions? How can they know who the best psychic would be for them?
I always say whatever resonates with you, even if, like, you know, first of all, you asked about when also people using their intuition. I always say pray or do a meditation first and your mind becomes open and you get to see things. But also when it's like if you're going into a shoe store and you're seeing these shoes, whatever resonates with you first, you know, you grab that person. If you get that feeling, you always have that, I call it the gut feeling, you know, ESP.
Right.
You know, when I was younger, it was called ESP. It wasn't called medium or intuition. It was called ESP. So I always say what you feel. Like if you get that feeling, everyone gets a feeling, yes or no. And, you know, if somebody starts saying to you, oh, you're going to have bad luck and you're going to pass away and stuff like that, walk away. Walk away. Don't even go near that person.
You know, I used to go to the psychic fairs doing the show many years ago. And, you know, we'd always get a table on the side near the door so that we could greet people as they come in who listen to the show and to the station. And I used to notice people going from one psychic to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and automatic. Then they'd stop. And then you'd see the next person do the same thing. And I asked one of the organizers, I said, what's going on? He said, well, what they do is they go from psychic to psychic to psychic until they hear what they want to hear, and then they go home.
That's true. There are many times that I hear, well, this one said this, and this one said this, and this one said this.
Right.
And I said, so listen to that one, but I'm saying no. You know, not all the time I say no, but I said, I don't see that, no. And they said, but this one said this. Well, if you're going to see this one, this one, this one, your mind's going to go crazy, right? And it ends up this one was wrong, you know. And then they said, why did I go to this one? Always stick to one person. I don't believe that you should go to this, and this, because you're going to hear 5 different answers. That's what, like that person from the Carolinas that I said you're going to meet a Sarah. He said, well, this one said, and that one said, and that one said. I'm like, okay, so go with what they have to say. And they were wrong. He met Sarah and got engaged.
When it comes to the male psychic versus the female psychics, are there more male psychics or female psychics?
I think there's a mixture,
Yeah.
of everybody out there. There's a lot of male psychics out there, but I think there's more female. But a mixture. You could say a mixture.
And are you seeing more
A
male?
lot more people.
Are you seeing more male clients now than female clients, or is it still about 60-40 for the females?
It's like 50-50.
Really? Well, that's good.
I have 50-50. Matter of fact, I got to tell you this. I think I said this on your show because he just came back to me. But when he first came to see me, I did a show with Kat Von D. She was with Miami Inc., and they didn't tell me what kind of show it was going to be. They just said, Jill, I came from New York. We have someone that wants for you for your birthday. They're with the TV show. So I said, okay. They walk in. I thought it was, the funniest moments because, what was in here, it was crazy. So next thing you know, this gorgeous girl walks in with tattoos all over her, and I'm like, what kind of show is this? They said it's Miami Inc. And she walks in with her husband at the time, and I said, I see you guys getting divorced. So they said, oh, no, honey, is there anything we could change? I said, well, there's always ways of trying to work out a marriage by spicing it up, and rekindling, but I don't see this happening. And I see a child for you. No, I'm never going to have kids. I don't like kids. And I said, I see you in L.A., strictly. You're going to have a show, L.A. Inc. Fruit producers went crazy. They said, Jill, we were just discussing this. Who told you this? No one. We just discussed this morning. So they don't even know. We don't know if we're renewing Miami Inc. again. So next thing you know, I said, I see you with a Jesse. So she gives me a hug. That was her birthday. They get divorced. She meets Jesse James. And now she's married with a child to someone else, like I said.
Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Speaking about children, should parents bring a child to see a psychic?
I have children that I did a whole show on Channel 7 with kids with psychic intuition. As long as the parent is with them, I always say. I don't recommend a child by themselves. I always say with a parent.
Definitely, yeah.
I always said parent. Because a lot of children see things. A lot of children out there see spirits. They're, in their room, or they predict things, and the parents are like, oh my God, what are they saying? There was a little girl that saw it when she was here. Her mother went to a house, and the little girl goes, oh, I died at that corner of that house. And she was only 4 years old. And her mother, she goes, I got hit by a car. And her mother was speechless because her mother was the one in the yellow dress that got hit by the car.
Well,
it's amazing how children are.
Well, you must admit that would be enough to frighten any parent.
Yes. But I wanted to tell you that. So Kat Von D sent this person to me.
Right.
And so sits down. He's wearing a long black shirt, and I said, "So you got two doves put on you, right?" And he says, "Yes." I go, "For your mom and your dad." He said to me, "Yes, Jill." I said, "Your mom is very Catholic." He goes, "Well, I wanted to know. I think I'm Jewish." And I said, "You're not Jewish. You're Catholic." I said, "Your mom would be turning in her grave right now." He goes, "No, I really think I'm Jewish. I don't care if my mom's turning in her grave. I believe I'm Jewish." When he went to pay me, the last $20 bill that he put down, it said, "Jesus is your Savior," stamped in red.
Oh, my gosh.
That was like his mom saying, you believe in Jesus. So he just came to see me again, and we were both cracking up over that. It was like something like, he's like, okay, I'm not Jewish anymore.
Jill,
I had to tell you that story.
I love it. Jill, is there a similarity between, or is a coincidence the exact same thing as a psychic insight?
I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe in the divine intervention. There was this, I kept feeling, I don't believe in medicine. I believe in stem cell that's going to help people. But I haven't taken antibiotics since I was 15. I don't drink alcohol. I predict marijuana is going to be curing people as well, as long as stem cell, that's going to be major prediction. That I've been predicting this in Canada when I was 1989. I predicted this, and I didn't even know what embryonic stem cell was. It just came out of me.
Well, it's funny because NASA announced that they're going to be trying to replicate organs in space.
Yes, and also at the same time when I predicted that, somebody was doing cloning in Canada at that time.
Yeah.
I also predicted Canada would be the first to legalize marijuana and to buy canopy growth. And at that time, it was at $14. It went up to $50. And that's a Canadian stock, especially Aurora stock, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, that's going to take marijuana and hemp and cannabis is going to take over the whole market. You're going to see that 2 years from now. That's all you're going to see. No one's going to be investing into this Bitcoin. The only coin that I predicted out of the coins, I said Litecoin. And when it goes up, sell it, make your money, because it will go down and it will go back up. That's the only prediction I have for those coins.
I've got about a minute and a half before I have to take our final break here, Jill. But tell me, as a psychic, as being my friend Jill Dahne, looking at what's happening in Washington, how does that make you feel?
Horrible. I do believe that it's going to take a turnaround next year. So, but I'm predicting Trump's going to win again.
Do you see the Democrats trying to rock the boat a lot more? And what's going to happen with the border?
I predicted that the wall is going up. I made that prediction 2 years ago. The Democrats are still going to rock the boat. Trump is going to win again. Everyone kept saying that, these are called predictions.
Sure.
I want everyone to know. But they said that he was going to get, impeached.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't see him getting impeached. He's not impeached. I believe he's going to get reelected again.
Well, looking down south from north of the 49th parallel, it seems that it's going pretty good down there. The economy is stronger. The unemployment is going down. The trade, well, who knows about that right now? But, he kind of solved the problem between the trade between the Mexico and Canada. So that's good for us. So, it seems that I've always said this, Jill, and I've got my producer's telling me to wrap this up. I've always said that a country is a business. It doesn't need a politician at the helm. It needs a business person at the helm. And I think that this is going to be a great thing for the United States having Donald J. Trump there.
I agree.
All right, stand by.
I agree with that.
All right, Jill, please stand by. Exo Nation, the one and only Jill Dahne is our guest this hour, www.jilldahne.com. And if you'd like to get a private one-on-one consultation with Jill, visit her website, once again, jilldahne.com. I'm Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. We'll be back on the other side of this break as we wrap up this hour with Jill Dahne. So whatever you do, don't go away.
They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by rel-mar, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to rel-marzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
Christopher Fulton is a survivor of the national security state. All he wanted to do was preserve history when he acquired a Cartier watch from the estate of President Kennedy's personal secretary. But that simple act set off a terrible chain reaction. He was pursued by the U.S. Justice Department and the FBI, thrust into the middle of the U.S. government's Assassination Records Review Board, even monitored and pursued by the Russian government. All because that Cartier watch was the missing link of evidence, a timepiece worn by JFK that fateful day in Dallas, a link resulting in Christopher being incarcerated and attacked for 9 years because he opened a hidden chapter in history. The intriguing journey outlined fully in Christopher Fulton's memoir, The Inheritance, is available now through TrineDay.com or Amazon.com. The Inheritance, Poisoned Fruit of JFK's Assassination by Christopher and Michelle Fulton is a must-read, an incredible tale of how easily our own government can overrule justice. The Inheritance, Poisoned Fruit of JFK's Assassination.
Explanation. Jill Dane is my special guest this hour, www.jilldane.com. First of all, Jill, I want to thank you ever so much for joining us. I know that you're a very busy lady, and when you take time out to join us here on the X-Zone, I feel so privileged.
I'm privileged. I think you are my favorite host in the whole entire world.
Oh, God bless
you. And I
you.
always tell you that you are going to be bigger than Larry King. Bigger.
Well, I already am because I'm 6'5".
Well, you are bigger than him.
Yes.
In every way.
Oh, bless you.
Way.
Bless you.
I adore you.
Oh, Jill, thank you so much. Let's talk about world event predictions for the near future.
First of all, you were talking about the economy. So
yeah.
The economy, people are going to start seeing gas prices going down even more, and all over the gas prices will be going down. A lot of people, I feel the economy, the housing market and everything else, it's going to be a seller's market as well. Right now, next year will be a buyer's market. The financial for everybody, I believe there's going to be a lot of, I've always said there's going to be a lot of women in office and women taking over. I've always said that for many, many years, and there's been a lot of women helping right now and taking over as well as men. But if I could say people, there's going to be more job opportunities. I mentioned a long time ago on your show that I see we're going to be building in the U.S. Instead of using China. And I said that on the show. And that's what people are doing, manufacturing in the U.S., so it's going to be even more money for the U.S. as well. I mentioned that on the show many years ago. And that's what's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
So for the U.S., the economy, the people are going to be living longer. You're going to start saying, oh, my God, I just had this woman celebrate her 105th birthday. She's an artist. And in Central Park in New York, she jogged a mile a day, 105 years old. Can you imagine that?
Not really, because I get tired. I get tired jogging to the mailbox.
I can't jog to the door. My son just lost 200 pounds by jogging.
Wow!
He lost in 1 year from last year May to this year. He lost 200 pounds.
Good
by
for him.
Releasing things.
Mm-hmm.
And eating healthy. He became a vegan as well.
Right.
And also jogging. But a lot of people are going to be living longer. And I said this a long time ago on your show. I kept seeing people living longer because of the food is going to be different. And what you take in your body is different. So you're going to start seeing people living to 120, 125. This woman that's 105 years old, the doctor said she has like a 40, 50-year-old body inside. So I can imagine how long she's going to live.
God bless her. Wow. Geez.
God bless everybody.
Yeah, I was so happy that I've lost 37 pounds since January the 1st, but 200 pounds, God, yeah, good for him.
That's a lot of...
Good for him.
387 pounds.
Whoa.
Because of all the stress that you knew what I went through, right?
Yes, I do.
So he ate. He kept eating. And now last year, May, he said, you know what? I'm going to lose this weight. And little by little, 50 pounds came off, 70 pounds came off. Now he's 185 pounds from 387.
Wow.
Totally different. And his next song is with Rick Ross. You know
Really?
who Rick Ross is?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Rick Ross did a verse. His next song, Red Horn.
Right.
Rick Ross was doing a verse, and he goes, Jimmy Levy, the best. I'm there. So I'm so proud of him.
Well, you should.
Very
You've
proud.
done, you're a great mom and a great inspiration.
Yeah, Zoe won another President Award this year. She won it 2 years in a row, the President Award. She's a straight-A student, so in the Ivy League program in high school. So I'm proud of her, too. And Jimmy's 21 years old, so they're both, knock on wood, they're doing well.
Well,
And we did a seance, Rob.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, we just did a seance here in Florida, and one of the famous singers who I loved. I was on a plane going to LA a year and a half ago, and he was sitting next to me, and he shows me, you know, he's like, oh, so where are you going? I said, same place you're going. And then he says, oh, so I said to him, so what do you do? And he goes, well, I'm kind of famous. I'm like, okay, show me your Instagram. And he had like 2 million followers at the time. And I said, what did you do? Buy your followers? I was joking. And he goes, no, I'm a rapper. I'm kind of famous. So he shows me, and I said, oh, my son Jimmy. He goes, that's crazy. I was just in the studio with your son, 2 weeks ago. We're doing music, at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, that's so ironic. So fast forward, I had a bad feeling. My daughter Zoe goes to the hospital, and I called Jimmy, and I said, do me a favor, call him, call X, call him, because I have a bad feeling something's going to happen. And he called. He goes, Mom, I can't. I'm in the studio. I'll call him in a few minutes. Next thing we know, we're in the hospital with Zoe. They said he got shot, and he died. And I had the feeling before. But Jimmy couldn't make the phone call. They were recording. They were in the middle of recording. He says, I'll call in 15 minutes. Well, that 15 minutes was too late. So we just did a seance, and it was remarkable. It's like when we said he was an amazing singer, and he won all these awards. He won the best album this year, XZRS, won the best album. And everyone should go listen to his music. He was an amazing spiritual person. He was so spiritual. We talked on the airplane for like 5 hours, how spiritual when you talk about kids being spiritual, 20 years old, the stuff that was coming out of him, I wish it would come out of so many people. The words, the spirituality, what he sees, it was amazing. I was blown away because I hear it from my kids. My kids are psychic, right? But this kid was so in tune and so artistic and so talented at the same time. He won every album this year. He won the album for the best music, for the best rap. And he's not here. That's how much his fans love him.
Unbelievable. Jill,
and in the seance, when we said, how much do you love your mother? It went ballistic. It went crazy in there. It was crazy. It was an amazing seance. Amazing. I haven't done one in 2 years, so that was the first time in 2 years. But it was amazing. His spirit is still here and is going to live on for many, many years.
Do you have any other predictions about the rich and famous that you can share with us?
Oh, my God, there's so many. Oh, my God. Which one do you want to know about? Which one?
Your pick.
My pick. Well, I predicted Harry and Meghan getting married.
Yes,
right?
you did. Yes, you did.
I predicted that a long time ago. So, and then I said, when they got married, I said, I see her pregnant right away. And everyone kept saying she's not pregnant. Well, she was. So right away, I see them coming to the United States, and I see another child right away.
That gives a whole new meaning to Dirty Harry, doesn't it? And I'm not talking about Clint Eastwood.
Yes, yes. And I also predicted about Kim Kardashian with all these children. I see another one coming, regardless, she just had another surrogate. But I also predicted that she was going to go into law, and that's what she's studying right now, to be a lawyer. she's going to take over what her father was doing. I believe she's going to do a lot of talk about the White House. I believe she's going to be doing a lot of. There are some Kardashian fans, and I know there's not. Not everybody's a Kardashian fan, but I see her in the White House, working with the White House. But Kanye's not running for president, so don't worry.
One final question. Do you see the political unrest starting to subside? And, there are so many different things going on in the United States and Canada and around the world. Will we get to a point where the waters will calm?
I see so. I do. It's going to take time, probably like 10 years down the road, but I definitely see that. But I wish I could say I see peace in Israel, and I don't see that. That's one prediction I really want to happen. And please, everybody, don't use Botox in your head. That's been my prediction. I made it on your show a long time ago, and I believe you lose memory loss with that. Use a different alternative if you can. Eat a lot of blueberries, Rob.
I love blueberries. They're great for antioxidants.
Are you taking vitamin D?
I'm taking every vitamin under the sun. Get it? Vitamin D under the sun? Okay, sorry.
Perfect.
Yeah, I am.
I'm going to be with you when you're 125.
All right, we'll go on a date together.
We'll go on a date. We're definitely going on a date.
There you go, Jill. Jill, I want to thank you ever so much for joining us. Please give my very best to Jimmy, Zoe, and give your mom a kiss from me. And I look forward to the next time you're back here with us in the X Zone.
Me too. I love you. Thank you.
Love you too,
for
Jill.
Having me.
Take care, my dear friend. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
X Zone Nation, my guest this hour has been Jill Dahne, the famous Jill Dahne. You've read her horoscopes in many newspapers. She's a radio talk show host. She's getting her own TV show, and she rightfully deserves it. Her mom, Mickey Dahne, is also a very famous and well-respected psychic. More information, visit www.jilldahne.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news in about 6.5 minutes as we continue here in the X Zone with yours truly, Rob McConnell, from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Check us out on SimulTV at www.simultv.com. And, of course, the X Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net. If you are looking for a safe, zero-calorie natural option to the harmful artificial sweeteners on the market today, Just Like Sugar is what you're looking for. Just Like Sugar is a wonderful natural alternative for those health-conscious people who choose a calorie-restricted diet with a great, pure, sweet flavor that tastes just like sugar. Just Like Sugar is a great natural option for people suffering from diabetes and may be useful in restricted diet programs where standard sugars are not allowed and does not cause a laxative effect of some other sweeteners. Just Like Sugar comprises a perfect blend of chicory root fiber, natural calcium, natural vitamin C, and Just Like Sugar's sweetness comes from the natural flavors from the peel of the orange. Just Like Sugar is a natural alternative to harmful artificial sweeteners and will change the way that you believe all natural sweetener products taste. Just Like Sugar is available at your local Whole Foods markets, Wild Oats markets, Henry's, Sun Harvest, and many other fine natural food stores in the U.S., Canada, and worldwide.
They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by Eli Marzulli, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to lamarzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
You have heard of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.